I'm Cameron Walter, and it's my pleasure to take you through what will be 5 fantastic games to finish off what's been a wonderful carnival. This morning's games will be the 14 and under girls between Victoria and the Australian Capital Territory, and the 13 and under boys between Victoria and Western Australia. I have with me Jordan and Jake from the 13 and under boys. Let's have a quick chat to them. Jordan, come and join me. You boys finished first. You must be feeling confident ahead of the final.
Yeah, pretty confident.
Western Australia had a big win over New South Wales last night. They're obviously a run-scoring machine. You think you can counter that?
Yeah, of course we can.
That's good. Sounding very confident. Now, Western Australia won the toss and they've sent you into bat, so a big job ahead for you guys.
Yeah, we just had a big run score.
That's the way. Any message for your teammates?
Good luck and don't let them nerves get the better of you.
Good stuff, mate. Well, good luck. Go and join the team. Jake, what a massive win that was for you last night.
Yep.
It's unusual to see a team finish 4th, get through to the grand final. You guys have done it well. You guys feeling confident ahead of the game today?
Yeah, very confident.
You've sent in Victoria to bat. I imagine that's because you're confident of chasing down some runs again, yeah?
Yep.
Very good. One final message to your teammates?
Good luck.
That's the way. Best of luck to you guys. You go and join your teams. Okay, and our other match, before I go to that match, the 13 and under boys grand final will take place on stream 2. For those of you watching at home, jump on over the other stream. That match will get underway shortly. But the 14 and under girls grand final, the game between Victoria and the Australian Capital Territory, will be on this channel. I'll invite Caitlin Galliano, the captain of the Australian Capital Territory, for a quick chat now. The captain of the crowd. Caitlin's been a wonderful carnival for you. That must be exciting.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, now you've played Victoria 3 times, you've beaten them once, so you think you can do it again this morning?
Yeah, you just have to work hard and let people win.
That's the way, yeah. And final message for your teammates?
Don't worry about failing, just do it and do it.
Very good. Good luck, Caitlin. Go and join your teammates. And the captain of the Victoria side, Hope Pereira. Finished first, you must be feeling very confident ahead of the game.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited for the girls, yeah. First time to see it.
Very good. Now, as I mentioned to Caitlin, you've played 3 times and you've won 2 of those, so that must give you the edge this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your final message for your teammates?
Losing's not an option, girls.
There you go. Good luck today, go and join the team. We obviously have some very excited young cricketers, so do stay with us for what will be a fantastic couple of matches now. But for the moment, if I could ask everyone here in the venue to be upstanding, and we'll now play the Australian National Anthem.
And welcome to Dubbo Sports World here in the heart of country New South Wales. And we're all set for the grand finals here right through this morning and today. And welcome to Cricket Australia live streaming. For the National Junior Indoor Cricket Championships, we've just seen the national anthem played for these teams to get into it. And we're covering the 13s and under boys grand final, Victoria versus Western Australia. And I'd like to welcome Anton Croxford.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Great pleasure to be here on grand final day, and very much looking forward to this under 13s clash. Victoria clearly been the top team all week. WA have had some impressive results. They did draw with Victoria earlier in the week, and had a very strong win against New South Wales in their preliminary final last night. So they'd be in a good position, feeling quite confident. And they've won the toss and put Victoria into bat. Looks like WA prefer to chase, back their batters to bring them home in the end. They've got some big hitters. So, yeah, it should be for an entertaining game.
Yeah, Victoria have had a consistent week and have gone to the top of the ladder, and I think maybe lost one game. But interestingly enough, last Sunday when they played, these two teams played, it was a tie, a very high-scoring game,
yeah,
127 apiece. So interesting. I mean, you watched the preliminary final between the New South Wales Blues and WA chased that game. Do you think that they prefer to chase, and that's why they've sent Victoria in?
Yeah, I think so. I think they like to pace themselves. They've definitely got, as you can see, they've got some really big boys that can hit the ball quite hard. So even if they need some runs at the end, they're going to back themselves to get them. And I think they find that it brings the best out of them, having to chase rather than set a total. It'll be interesting to see how Victoria, go about their innings.
And 11, 12, 13-year-olds, how would they be feeling at this moment?
Yeah, look, there'd be some nerves. Obviously, cameras are on, a lot of people in here. A lot of these guys might be playing for the first time in terms of a national championship, being their age. So, it's...
Yep, we've got the music playing, the hype's up, and the mood's strong here this morning. So I'm sure mentally they're up for the challenge. And this has been a very close division. There's been I think 12 results have gone down to less than 20 runs in the difference between the two sides. So we're really looking forward to a close final.
It really should be great. So our umpire for this match is Steve Young from New South Wales.
But De Vries starts the innings, clipped away straight to the field, has the ping and misses. So Prescott has that deadly left arm there from the 3-line.
It was a great arm.
So we got Bryce De Vries opening the bowling. Two of the De Vries boys for Western Australia. Short, and that's down and up, so that'll be an easy single. McKeon doing the receiving for Western Australia. And at Hilatan, opening the batting for Victoria. And yeah, nice shot. And have we seen all week, Anton, short of a length bowling, doesn't really gather a lot of pace, gives the batsman a lot of time.
Yeah, they've got to bowl full, particularly in these age groups when they've got some quicker bowlers. Got to get through the defences of the batsmen.
It's on short. Oh, hit to the field this time. Voss can't quite get it in.
Yeah, if they can be hitting that Yorker length delivery as much as possible, they'll get the best results. As the batsman just rearranges his attire.
Yep. Just making sure he looks good for the cameras. Got to tuck that shirt in. You can hear Mum and Dad talking, I think.
De Vries around the wicket now.
Just hitting him on the leg there. So no run taken. A couple of tall players here in the West Australian lineup, headed by captain Jake Egan. But Bryce De Vries, another one with a lot of height.
Yeah,
and also Max De Vries as well.
Yeah, the twins, they're just ginormous.
This ball very correctly, but well stopped by the WA short field there.
Strong start by both teams there. Victoria, no wickets. WA, some good fielding in close. They did have that opportunity, I think, the first delivery with the run out. But, nice tight start to this grand final match.
So we've got Charles Johnson on strike, the left-hander. We've seen a lot of left-right-hand combinations. Prescott now. Nice and full and nicely clipped off his legs by Johnson. For two. And Angharan at Hilatan at the other end for Victoria.
Look at those two boys in the front.
Forward and lovely drive, but hits on the foot by De Vries. Pings at the stumps, hits the stumps, but not out.
You see those imposing, the twins, the De Vries boys at the front there. You imagine as a batsman,
Yeah.
looking up and seeing that, quite intimidating. Just staring at him.
So Prescott plays and misses. Well taken by Egan. Yeah, got the tall timber in front of them. Bit like walking down the main street of Sydney town. Hey, seeing those buildings in front of you? Third ball. He just wanted to check. Umpires just check if it's third ball or not. They really got to. The game does flow, doesn't it? The umpire really has to intervene to stop it.
Well, that's
Sometimes,
right, yeah. Slight change there in the score.
This one on the legs. He's called leg side, so some extras there for Victoria.
Yeah, good start here by Victoria. No wickets as yet.
This ball nicely driven into the off net. 2 more for Johnson. And we've seen Western Australia chase down some big totals. In the preliminary final, chase down the Blues 110. Prescott again. And on a good length, but nicely driven. And hits the stumps there, Prescott, but he's home. Voss, sorry. So Johnson off to a good start. He's scored 10, scored 13. 15 after 2 overs. As the West Australian coach calls them in.
Yeah, Victoria will be extremely happy with that start. Halfway in the first pair and looking at a 30-plus score here.
And Western Australia, an interesting route to the final, finishing 4th, and only won the first semi by 1 run off against the Cyclones. But then chased down the Blues 110, scoring 131. So that was an impressive chase down in that prelim.
Yeah, very much so. It was quite impressive to watch, and it was their bigger boys that got them across the line in the end. Some strong hitting. So look forward to watching that later on in the innings.
So Matthew Bodiger. Pitched up, plays it, misses outside off stump. Egan takes the stumps, and he's been given out stumped. Little outswing there from Bodiger, and Egan very sharp with the gloves there.
Yeah, it was good gloves, really good gloves. Waited for the ball. Quite often when you see the bat go past the ball, you want to snatch at it as a wicket keeper. It's very important to let the ball come and then take the bails off cleanly.
This one on the legs, this time hits the side net at Harlington. So just overbalancing there at Harlington and going for that drive earlier. Just balancing out of his crease. This time to Johnson. Place back, down and up into the side net. So sound indoor shot there. And young Baxter couldn't quite jump up high enough to get that one.
Seems a slightly slower pace of Bodiger is troubling these two. They like it coming on a little bit more.
He bowls him. Bodiger through the defences of that Halican, and as you said, Anton, just that slower pace.
Yeah, he's getting a nice bit of a way swing and just squaring up the batsman there and played all around it and flashed up the zing bails.
Forward, straight back to Bodiger. Rebounds and they go through for a single and slightly mishandled by McKeon, so they get through safely.
Great over by Bodiger so far.
On the leg, so lets that one go, and the umpire calls good. So it's just been an excellent over from Bodiger, and -5. Wow, what a good over. A couple of wickets there, getting through the defences of Adhalitan a couple of times. It's interesting, the second time he just sort of played from the crease after falling out of his crease before, but maybe could have come forward.
Yeah, as I said, I just think that the slower bowling with a bit of late movement from Bodiger and really troubled the batsman on this occasion. So that's brought WA well and truly back into this first pair. They were staring down a good total.
So Max de Vries. And he plays and misses, just misses the off bail.
Great length there.
Cutting back a little into the right-hander. So third ball coming up for Victoria. Have to score this ball. Short, and he's pulled it around nicely for a couple. Maybe just off the back net. No, he's called it two. So off the side. Short, cut by Johnson. And they can't get it on the stump, so pretty hard to do anything about that. He's playing very well, Johnson. Building a nice score for himself and his team.
Yeah, they can't panic here, Victoria.
So, and he cuts this
well
time
played.
at Halitan, and that's a couple there. So that's more like it, he says. De Vries on a good length. This time to Prescott. Has a ping, but Halitan back in the crease.
That's an exceptionally strong arm for a 13-year-old. It is a rocket arm.
So just clips it off his legs. Voss tries to tap it on, but through safely again, Johnson. So he's done into a little bit of recovery after the last over from Bodico. So on this.
Really well played by Johnson there. Scoring 16 of the 17 runs, but he kept his head, even though his partner was struggling a little bit. Good start though. Still 17 runs on the board. They were 15 after the 2 overs, so WA fought back extremely well. But interesting to see what this second pair of Whelan and Mark can do.
Really Mark and Whelan into bat. So 17. Just a couple of wickets there from Western Australia. So Jake Egan's going to have a bowl now, the skipper. Just swinging in off the legs. So 2 scored.
Well played there by Mark. His first delivery, just waited on it. Played it nicely into the leg side. Egan bowling with good pace.
Yep, swinging in, but again, equal to the task. This one full, plays off the back foot, bit edgy, but gets it onto the side net for a couple.
Yeah, that's the length, I reckon. It's got to be nice and full. Good start by these two batsmen.
Egan, and it clamps down on this one. Nicely down and up there for a couple. So Thomas Whelan, 46 runs in his 5 games. And Riley Mark, 88 runs. He faces Egan, he's back, and again safely into the side net. So some good indoor cricket here from the Victorians, accumulating the runs. Egan down leg side and called so by the umpire. So a productive over for Victoria.
Yeah, these two are batting really well, seeing the ball quite clearly, hitting the springs, as they say, in indoor cricket.
So Jake Egan has taken 7 wickets this week, and we saw Taj Johnson opening the batting for Victoria. He's their highest run scorer this week, 126 runs. So, and he's certainly performed as he has done during the week, scoring 16 of the 17 opening partnership. So Daniel Voss on to bowl now.
He's got 4 wickets for the tournament.
So 11 off that first over in this pair. Voss short and played correctly into the side net. De Vries, bit of a collision there, but tries to backhand it onto the stumps.
Yeah, you'll see actually Whelan, he's changed sides to avoid the 2 fielders, and as he's advised his other batter to do the same. So he's not dodging 2, but only the 1 fielder there.
On the stumps, plays back, and Voss will cut this off just for a single. So the score slowly climbs. On to 31 now, Victoria, in the 6th over of the innings. This is full, plays and misses outside off stump. Must have been close to a wide, but called good by the umpire. So Voss moving that one away from the right-hander. This ball plays back very correctly into the side net and hit by Prescott, but he's home safely.
First time he's hit the stumps, Prescott, from that position. Talked about his strong arm. Not able to affect a run out on this occasion though.
Voss short and pulled into the ground quite easily there from Whelan.
He's got great technique, Whelan. Very good indoor technique.
So Riley Mark off the toes. 2 more. Egan backhands the stumps. The umpire's thinking about it, but not out. Nice skillful work there from Egan. But an excellent over again from Victoria. These two, Tom Whelan and Riley Mark, have put on 20 in just 2 overs. Just shows you, doesn't it, Anton? You just go about your business and hit the side nets. The score can grow very quickly.
Yeah, they've really done these 20 runs without any risks whatsoever. A couple of close run-out opportunities, but they've hit the ball extremely well.
They're clearing those tall players in close, aren't they? They're,
and they're
hitting the ball hard into the court.
And quite square as well. Those players are very straight.
Baxter now into the attack. Oh, good, nice full and straight as De Vries hurls it down this end, but Whelan home safely in his crease. Alex Baxter plays back, and it's funny, the bails are flashing but haven't come off. Maybe the keeper just touched it, but 2 more to Riley Mark.
I think the Twins might be a little bit wasted in those positions with the way these 2 batsmen are playing off their back foot. They're playing much later and squarer.
Full and hit into the side net again, avoids De Vries. Prescott that arm. He's got rocket arm. Jack Prescott. Short, and again punching it into the court is Mark. And yeah, just building a nice innings, these 2. Baxter now bowling very accurately. Again, no exception uppishly, but hits his partner.
Oh, mix up. He's safe. Oh, he's given him.
After a delay.
Late call there by umpire Steve Young.
So rebounding off Mark. Whelan had taken off, but Prescott quick to throw the ball into Egan, and he must have just beat the batsman home. So a close call.
Took some time to deliberate on that one. Hard to tell from here.
So just a little breakdown of communication between the 2 batters. Baxter full and straight, but nicely driven by Whelan. 2 more.
Yeah, good comeback by him. Obviously, he'd be disappointed after their start to get out in that way. He was practically 3/4 of the way down the pitch with his non-striker looking at him, saying no.
So 23 so far of this 3 overs for Victoria. Only 1 blemish so far. And Alex Baxter, just the 3 conceded off that over with the run out.
Just goes to show you how the wickets can change the game and the shift in momentum. These two were looking like they basically impenetrable, and bit of a mix-up. There's a run out, and if WA can have a good over here, all of a sudden this strong pair could come off with less than 20.
So
McEwen in.
Gus McKeon swinging away and just called good by the umpire.
Good start by him. Nice little bit of outswing shape.
7 wickets so far this week for Gus. On the stump, straight back to McKeon. They run, backhanded by McKeon. Backhand by McKeon, not quite successful.
4 balls remaining in this second pair.
Full, and this one's off the pitch. It'll be a wide.
Opting to have that one re-bowled. I dare say every extra in this last over of the second pair will be re-bowled.
And this one full down leg side, another leg side. That'll be costly. As I want that re-bowled again. Riley Mark not having to play the last 2 balls.
And momentum just coming back to Victoria here.
Short off the legs and 2 more. So productive over this one for the Victorians. Riley Mark just waiting on that one. McKeon, this is full on the toes. DeVries can't quite get it in time. So 2 more to Whelan. Scoring to 49.
Yeah, they're obviously trying to angle it into the legs of these 2 batsmen in this last over. Got their 2 big fielders, the DeVries twins, on the leg side now.
This one full again on the stumps, clamps down on it, and Foss just fails to keep it off the side net, but they don't run, so no damage done. Shortish, and Mark into the side net. Egan can't pick it up.
Plays extremely well off his legs, Mark.
And an excellent partnership from the Victorian pair there. Just after the first pair, managed 17, 34 by
very strong partnership. Only the 1 wicket that mix-up from Whelan. But
Yeah,
51
risk.
after 8.
Low risk cricket. So the target, what do you think about the target, Anton, for the Victorians, you know, with knowing what WA can chase?
We saw WA chase down 130 last night against the Blues in the preliminary final. I think Victoria is probably a slightly better fielding outfit than what New South Wales is. They'd be happy with anything over 100 here, I think. I think they feel that they can defend that. But in saying that, I think WA does have the ability to chase down big scores. So they're really got to kick on here. Keep going. They've got a bit of momentum now after that strong second pair. So Egan comes in.
Jake Egan now in the attack and slashed out to the off net for 2 runs.
This is Egan's second over. Just push that one a little bit wide.
On the stumps and just plays it back defensively, no run. So we got Jordan Hesline at the crease and Josh Sugden. Sugden clamps down on this one. Voss tries to hit the stumps and just misses, throws it into the keeper's legs.
It's a little bit of nerves there, I think, from, is it Sugden? He hit it straight to the fielder. Still called his batsman through.
This one wide-ish, but on the pitch. So the ball's good. Egan shaking his head with that one, but look, no run scored.
Got away with it.
Full, again in the same spot, this time square driven. by Sugden for a couple.
I wonder if they've got a specific plan here. Just about all of the deliveries, especially to Hesline, it's been wide and full outside off, whether they've seen something in the round games.
This one fullish and Sugden into the side net. So 7 off the first over. Sugden and Hesline, nice and safe again. The Victorians playing a well thought out, well planned innings at the moment, but they'd be happy with that. Jake Egan, 2 overs for 17. Yeah. So one of the quicker bowlers in this division. So the score 58, the game really well poised at the moment. We saw yesterday, particularly late in the day with some of the finals, as some fatigue started setting in, there's a few less wickets being taken and more runs being scored. So be interesting to see if that's the case today in the grand finals. But traditionally a little more pressure, whether that keeps the score down.
Yeah, that's right. It could either obviously bring the best out of you or sometimes bring the worst.
Voss bowling his second over. And well stopped by De Vries. Just using his height, Bryce.
Yeah, that's the value of that tall timber, nice and straight. Able to deflect. So we get our coffees from the lovely Brianna from Cricket Australia. Thank you, Brianna.
I think she might have got on air too, I think. Anyway, this is, nicely, definitely just turned off his hips by Hesline, watching that ball closely and playing it late, which is a key to keeping the ball down on the ground. So Voss shortish and punches it into the court. 2 more.
Western Australia need to be bowling fuller here. They've got a field set for a straight play. But the more and more they bowl short, it negates the plan.
This one on his legs. Lets this one go, and it's called leg side. So
not bouncing much, that delivery. Sort of skidding along. Can happen here with the floorboard surface.
Voss now on his hips again and well turned by Hesline. Quite a few of these Victorian players, skillful off their legs. Not always easy to keep your balance and keep the ball grounded. This one again playing back into the court and another down and up for...
Yeah, well played by the number 13, Sugden there. Good start. Both of these players contributing evenly.
So 17 off the first 2 overs for the Victorians, and the third pair on to 68. Total keeps building. So as you said, Anton, I think the bowling allowing the Victorians a little time, a little short of a length, and they're just waiting on it and being able to hit it into the court.
Yeah, I think Bodiger for mine troubled obviously the batsman the most so far. That little bit of late swing and pitching the ball up. He might have to come on here.
So Alex Baxter for his second over. Again, well played into the side net, just playing back and across. Josh Sugden.
I wonder how little Baxter feels. Rooming with some of these big boys.
Yeah, I hope they're looking after him.
Yeah.
This one a bit fuller and he still plays back.
It's a good delivery there.
A deft touch into the corner. So I'm not sure if that was 1 or 2 there, but... Baxter full, and he tries to drive plays and misses. So
that has to be where they put the ball. I know that if they pitch it up, they've got the chance of being driven, but they've got to back their field. They've got a strong field in that front court, nice and straight.
Yep, this one playing back and into the side net. So if they can draw the Victorian batsmen forward, that seems to be the key. They're very comfortable on the back foot. So Hesline on strike. Short again, and he's inside net. Voss underarms, just missed the stumps. As Sugden diving for the crease.
Yeah, lovely dive there.
Tucking that big V in. Proudly wearing. I think the V gets bigger every year, I think, in Victoria.
Yeah, depending on who's wearing it, I guess.
Fully bowls him. Alex Bactor catching Sugden on the crease. Just bowling a little fuller.
He's bowled well here. He's bowled nice and full at that line and length that we've been talking about. And he's got the results. Look at those great figures. 2 for 4 off his 2 overs.
So we've seen down the back of the net I think one of the officials talking to the umpires, perhaps. So the score on 18 after 3 overs, but Alex Baxter, a great 2 overs from him. And his accuracy, very consistent, and when he pitched it up, troubled the batsman. No doubt that was a factor in his selection. His ability to hold his cool and bowl with that accuracy.
Yeah.
So Gus McKeon back into the attack. This one a bit fuller. It plays back nicely by Hasline into the side net.
Victorian girls looking very strong in the under 14s final next to us.
Ball on the legs and just kept down on the ground. Egan tries the back flick, but not quite successful. So Sugden, another couple. 22, this pair, and we're in the last over of this pair. So McKeon's ability to not concede any extras will be important here. Full, and a bit upish, but nicely driven. And Baxter tries to throw the stumps down, but a bit wide that throw. Just holds the hand up, but no overthrows. McKeon again, just a full toss on the toes. Baxter just fails to hold it to hand. Another couple for the Victorians. 77 the score. Edging towards that 100. This one on the toes, beautifully clipped off the legs. Thrown by DeVries at the bowler's end, but can't beat them home. These two running well between wickets.
Yeah, good finish here by these two. Got one more ball to negate from this last over of their pair. This
ball down leg side, called leg side. So he wants that re-bowled. Does Sugden.
And they'll be loving this partnership of Sugden and Hasline, the captain.
This one, he rolls his fingers across, but swinging down leg side. So McKeon.
A bit of pressure building here on Western Australia. The second pair batting extremely well. 34, and now this third pair, 32. Still one ball to come, pending no more extras.
Ball just down leg side, but called a good ball. Must have been close. I think the umpire thought about that.
Yeah, just falling inside the line. Obviously had a delivery very similar to that in the over. He had to be consistent with his call, but that probably a little bit straighter.
But Sugden 14 and Hasline 18 really partnered well together in that partnership. And again, the tactics of just waiting on the ball and not playing, having too many risks has paid off for Victoria. 32 in that partnership. Takes the score on to 83. So the last pair, if that's repeated again, if they can get up towards 110, it'll be really competitive in this final.
Yeah, look there, and that's what they're looking at. If this pair can finish off the innings well. So one of the DeVries boys is going to open up this fourth pair.
Still got Boddicker to bowl. Got Callum Hankin and Neil D'Souza into bat for the Victorians.
And Neil D'Souza struggled a little bit throughout this tournament. He's only scored the 26 runs Hankins had quite a good tournament, 64 off his bat. So pressure on a bit of, on Neil D'Souza here.
So Max de Vries, leading wicket taker for Western Australia, 8 wickets. This ball on the legs and turned into the side net by D'Souza. And he picks up a couple. So that'll do.
Good start from him.
Good for his confidence. Score 85. Full and driven into the fielder, but bounced it into the side net. So Bodiger did well to get a body to that one, but couldn't quite prevent hitting the side net. De Vries and late cut there by D'Souza. Very delicate shot into the corner. I think he picked up 2 for that as well.
Yeah, he just well played there, waited on it, saw the gap in the field, hit it.
De Vries again on a good length, plays just into Prescott. That left arm just misses. So they get through for a single. And Western Australia haven't hit the stumps a lot so far, but will that come? Degrees on the legs and skillfully played off the legs. Baxter pings it at the stumps, but D'Souza standing tall over that one.
He's played well so far, D'Souza.
De Vries and full and well stopped by Prescott. Keeps it to 1, but a skillful shot off his toes.
Hankin looks like he wants the drive here. He's playing quite straight, giving it the full face to the bat.
So 10 off that over from De Vries. We saw Max De Vries bowl, seemed to be quite a way back from the crease, and also almost very far left. But what's the rule there, Anton? Can you go outside that left crease or not?
I think the rule is that your
It's front foot.
well, your back foot can't break the sideline. I wasn't watching close enough to see if that was the case.
Yep. Jack Prescott now, and played back through square.
Well, I reckon if he had hit there, Egan, he would have had him. D'Souza struggling a little bit between the wickets on that occasion.
The score to 95 for Victoria. Prescott full this time, but skillfully hit off his legs by D'Souza. Another 2 for him.
Looks very comfortable on his legs. Neil.
This one full and played straight back down. Prescott at the stumps. May have found D'Souza out of his ground, backing up a bit far there, but misses the stumps. So
Strong call there by Callum Hankin. He hit the ball straight. As we said, he's looking for the drive, but a strong no call.
And just glances this one to D'Souza, a quick call. Brings him through for 1. A dive from Hankin, probably unnecessary, but better to be safe.
Showing his commitment. He's ready to hit the deck.
Short outside off stump, misses, and the throw comes from Egan. Hits the stumps. Hankin was backing up a fair way, but just got back in time. Not out. On a good length, but nicely off the legs by D'Souza into the side net for 2. He's batting confidently, D'Souza. 10 now, Hankin 7. And 17 this partnership so far.
Yeah, they're looking strong, building this partnership nicely.
And the
No wickets.
Hundreds up for Victoria. So this total building nicely for the Victorians. And this will be a key over. Matthew Bodiger.
Had a great first over.
Short. And put away in the air. Alex Baxter catches it. Well, Anton.
He's done it again, Bodiger.
Not the best ball he's bowled, I don't think, today, but
I think, again, slowing the pace down a little bit. He bowled that quite short, but not the tallest of boys, and the ball skidded along. And, it wasn't there to pull in the end. Just ballooned to Baxter behind the line.
So the shortest again, outside off stump, plays and misses. And the throw comes in quickly from Egan, very strong. Jake Egan.
The key here with Bodiger is that although he's bowling the same length that all the other bowlers have, but because of his arm action and his doesn't bounce as much.
No. Into the side this time from D'Souza. So yeah, his eyes lit up a bit that first ball. Seeing the short ball, but we've seen this week the ball not get up a lot.
I think Hankin will look to get after him here. To hit the ball hard and straight.
On off the legs for a couple. Voss underarms it in, but
played that well.
Can't get it near the stumps. 2 more. Back to 99, the Victorians. And Bryce DeVries very close in there to D'Souza. This ball full and leans on that one into the side net. Prescott hits the stumps and affects the run out. Prescott finally with that arm. We know how strong it is, but he adds accuracy to it this time.
D'Souza remonstrating with himself. He's not happy with that. He hit the ball really well, straight out of the middle. Yep. But these new tight nets, the ball returning straight to Prescott.
He leant on that one
nicely.
Great
arm.
Yep. Bodiger on the side off the toes. Voss tries to underarm it in, but D'Souza gets home. Hankin picks up a couple.
Look at those figures.
Oh.
2 overs, 4 for -9.
So 2 wickets in each over for Matthew Bodiger. And it just shows you some of the change of pace. We saw it last night in a couple of the preliminary finals. The slower bowlers picking up wickets.
It's brought the game straight back to WA here. I think they'd be feeling very confident. Still an over to go. But if they can keep this total about 100, 105.
And the Victorians well on top in the adjoining court. The 14s and under grand final.
Yeah, dominated that division, Victoria.
Poor ACT are still on 11, so Bryce DeVries bowling the last over of the innings. Short and clipped off his toes, Hankin, for a couple. So 97 Victoria. Short and lent on it. Voss throws it up. Bodiger, throws it up to the bowler's end, but 2 more to the score. So on the stumps, straight back down the pitch. They say no. So good result for Bryce DeVries. Coming around the wicket now to the left-hander. Plays forward confidently over the top. DeVries pings at the stumps and just misses.
Yeah, well played by Hankin there.
So Max DeVries onto that one quickly, but missed the stumps.
2 balls remaining. Hankin saying, let's hit those side nets. Finish strong.
Freeze on the legs, and the umpire calls it good.
Looked wide from here.
Yeah, just leaving that one alone to Caesar. One ball to go.
Coming around the wicket can be tough sometimes to judge around the legs.
Down leg side this time, he's caught it leg side. And a key moment there. Coming back over the wicket now, Bryce DeVries. So an extra ball for the Victorians. 103 the score.
Yeah, all very valuable.
This one leg side again, but off the legs nicely for a couple. Baxter throws in, just misses. And
had he hit, would have been a close call.
Another dive from the Victorians. And that's the end of the innings. 105 the Victorians score. So look forward to the chase. It's going to be a challenge in a grand final for the West Australians, but they've shown by chasing down 110 in the preliminary final, scoring 130, that they're capable of it. And I suppose it's just maintaining their composure in the expectation of a grand final.
Yeah, look, I back Victoria. I back WA here. I think they can get these runs. Victoria going to have to bowl very well, quite smart, particularly to the guys that can hit the ball quite hard and long. 105 is the total. Maybe 5-10 short, I reckon, just to put that extra pressure needed in a grand final.
Yeah, and Boddica's, his bowling was a key in that innings, and he turned the momentum a couple of times when he came on to bowl. And the 15th over was crucial, where they lost a couple of wickets, and that meant the total wasn't going to be 115.
Yeah, absolutely. Did well his first over, kept that first pair to 17, and then coming back in the final over. So strong game for Bodiger so far. Hopefully he can continue that form with his batting.
Now, Western Australia, that last pair, Jake Egan particularly is a dangerous batter, and we've seen him with the ability to hit sevens in this competition and chase down totals. If they give WA, if they only have to make 30 in the last pair, you'd back them. But if he comes out and he's stretched, they have to try and chase down 45 in that last pair. That's going to be a tough for them. So, first three pairs, they're going to have to play as a team, aren't they?
Yeah, look, I think WA will be looking for that sort of 75-80 mark as their target after 12. Back in their final pair to bring them home.
And it'll be interesting if the Victorian coaching team and the players themselves would learn from the length that WA bowled. They bowled a little bit on a length, as short of a length, and allowing the Victorian batsmen some time to hit it into the side nets. But it'd be interesting to see if they bowl fuller and try to draw the WA batsmen forward.
Yeah.
But looks like the De Vries boys opening the batting for Western Australia.
Good luck to us knowing which one's which. We'll have to wait for them to turn around so we can look for the initial.
So Taj Johnson opening bowling for Victoria. Batted very well earlier.
5 wickets for the tournament, Johnson.
This was swinging away, but powerfully driven by De Vries. That's Max. Good start there. Confident start, but getting some swing, Taj Johnson, with this new ball. Ball going the other way, but down leg side, so... Ball up Ishley. Will they get under it? No, they won't. Johnson just failed to get his hand under that one. So Bryce De Vries couldn't help himself there.
Felt like that ball was in the air for a long time. It's hard for the bowler to affect that caught and bowled.
Just rolled his fingers across the seam there, hitting Max De Vries on the leg. No run.
Yeah, smart bowling here, Johnson.
So
had that opportunity for the wicket.
Just seemed to bowl a little leg cutter there. And then this one swinging away, but powerfully driven by De Vries. Into the side for a couple. So Max De Vries driving that one powerfully.
Get a bowling coach here at the back for Victoria.
Or the leg spinner again, and it comes back. Almost back onto the pitch, but quarter wide.
Yeah, if any part of that ball touches outside the pitch, it will be called no ball.
So 10 off the first over. A good start by these pair. And this pair looks like that if the ball's up there, they're going to swing pretty hard.
Yeah, look, they love it. Anything full. Love the drive.
So created a half a chance there. Victoria, some would say a full chance. That ball in the air for a long time.
Yeah, I think just not able to get the feet moving quick enough there, Johnson, to get his caught and bowled. D'Souza now in.
This one full outside off stump, misses. So well taken by the keeper there.
You got
Heslon.
7 wickets for the tournament. D'Souza. He's bowled quite well.
That one swinging late. This one again swinging late. Full toss into the side net though, so backhand flick.
Yeah, it's a bit of a chunky inside edge from Max de Vries.
Shortish. Oh, thump towards the fielder. Just put the chance down and into the side net eventually. So
missed opportunity there for Victoria. Ball hit quite hard. We know how strong these two twins are. Just not having the reflexes to affect the catch.
So the Shortish and down into the slip region. Picked up in the back corner.
It's been very hard to run out these two either.
Yeah.
Literally takes them 3 steps into the other end.
So Johnson
long legs
down in the off corner there. Done. Spine on the stumps. Nicely cut away by de Vries for 2. D'Souza, this one down leg side, and that's a wide. So swinging in, but not starting it off in the right spot. So that's a handy over for Western Australia.
Saw, I think it was Max de Vries there coming down the pitch, and he just tried to slide it down the leg side. Maybe a chance of a leg stumping, but ended up just getting the 2 runs for the wide. Strong start here by the Twins. 20 off 2. So Whelan on the bowl here, yeah. Batted quite well.
Whelan on his down leg side and just slipping out of his hand a little there. So
yeah, sometimes in the morning, getting the blood flowing to the hand. If it's the first time that they've thrown the ball or bowled the ball, the blood rushes to the hand.
This one on the stumps and laid back on this one de Vries into the side for 2. So Taj Johnson getting a little frustrated. Whelan's short and slammed into the court. Aditan has the shot at the stumps. Just misses.
So we have two distinct chances here, both drop catches. One quite hard from Johnson.
So Whelan, and he leaves that one outside leg stump, and that's within the wide line. So
yeah, well bowled there.
No runs conceded.
2 balls remaining.
So Thomas Whelan executing some decent pace here. Nice action. That one's a bit wider, so another wide there to the total. But quite a classic side-on action, Tom Whelan. This ball on the stumps just misses the leg stump. Gosh, that must have shaved a cut of varnish off that leg stump there.
Definitely would have hit the 4th stump.
So 27 this partnership now for Western Australia, just off the 3 overs.
Yeah, strong start. Just what they would have wanted from the de Vries boys. Getting him off to a good start. Building that innings. Chase down the total.
So Jordan Heslon now, bowling some leg spin. Nice length and just out of the hands there of the close end fielder.
Great action here, Heslon.
Riley Mark fielding close there in the front court. Just not quite going to hand. Comes down, the wicket misses, and the stump's taken off by the keeper, Sugden. Drawing de Vries out of his crease. And Heslon.
Great bit of flight.
Just really getting some drop there in those leg spinners.
That was the key. And I'm sure if Shane Warne would have been watching, he'd be extremely happy with that kind of delivery. Getting above the batsman's eye line.
This one a bit flatter and pulled away by de Vries. And the tap in there from Riley Mark almost hit the stumps.
I think you might see that it actually touched the bail, just brushed it. The zing bail went off, but didn't dislodge.
Hesline, lots of flight, full toss, and pulled hard into the court. And D'Souza just missed the stumps.
Again, just giving the ball some flight, trying to entice him to come down the pitch. And
this one, he plays back into the back net. So that'll be a single. Mark can't do anything about that.
good over here by the captain, leading from the front.
Score 28. They'd like to keep it under 30
another wicket
here.
Yeah.
This one flatter, and Paul attempted pull misses. And the ball's called good. So, nice finish from the captain.
Yeah, when they needed that, they really couldn't afford another over where 10 runs scored.
Again, we see the slower bowler, Anton, picking up a wicket.
Yeah, the spin bowling does get good value here. Obviously, not holding up like the quicker bowler does.
So 28, and Western Australia will be happy with that start compared to 17, first pair from Victoria. As we said, if they can get to 75, you know, the first three pairs, 75 or 80, that'd put the Jake Egan. And Voss, I think, bats with him at the end in a good stead to chase down that total. So Neil D'Souza,
his second,
on the bowl for his second over. Ball full and nicely driven just to the wide of Adatan. A nice throw there from Hasline. Sits the stumps, but safely home. Gus McKeon, 95 runs this week. Jack Prescott, 72. So D'Souza on the legs, just sits the leg, goes through, so no run. Ball full on the legs, full toss, and taking full toll into the side net is Prescott for a couple. Prescott's such a strong left arm, but batting right-handed. This ball, McKeon plays and misses outside off stump. Not quite taken by Sugden, keeper, but big drive.
Yeah, well bowled by D'Souza.
He's beat the bat a couple of times, D'Souza. Just tend to pitch the ball up a little more. This one, no exception. Outside edge, in the slip, they don't run. And well done by Taj Johnson in the corner there, keeping the batsman honest.
Building some pressure here, third ball. They need this, Victoria. They need this wicket here.
So what can McKeon do? Down the wicket, straight back to the bowler, but D'Souza doesn't quite handle it. There was a half opportunity there. These two pretty quick between the wickets. But D'Souza consistently pitching the ball up that over. Seven wickets this week, so it's been a good week's work at the bowling crease.
Arthur Tan on to bowl this sixth over. Haven't seen him bowl yet. This is his first.
Bowling to McKeon, bowling some off spin. He leaves that one alone, and it's called a good ball.
Yeah, I think it was definitely wide. Definitely wide from here.
So McKeon just shaking his head. Maybe he's thinking the same thing. Anyway, this ball floated up. He plays back. And well fielded there by Riley Mark. Keeping it off the side net, so just keeping it at one. Two on the leg here for the off spinner. One on the off in the front court. This ball floated up and inside edge into the side net, beating those two fielders on the leg side. So
it's a nice flight here at the Tarn.
Floating this one up again. Comes down the wicket.
Oh.
He leaves the crease. Sugden does the rest. Stumped well out of his ground. As you said, Anton, really controlling his flight nicely.
Yeah, he's
Has
just
he done?
tempting McKeon there, and he took the temptation. Really didn't need that WA at this point. This pair would just need to build.
This time he almost comes down the wicket again, plays and misses. So he might be up for a third ball here. No. Not sure if a dismissal counts as one of those balls, normally.
No.
No.
Well, I have to bowl the captain Hesline here again. I would.
Floated up, McKeon just leans on that one, straight to Johnson, up to the bowler's end. Has it hit the stumps? I don't think it did. I think the fielder might have hit the
I
stumps.
think good call there by umpire Steve Young. I don't think the ball hit the stumps, nor the back sticks Whelan hit the ball onto it. So, yeah, good call. Tough call.
But an opportunity for Victoria goes begging.
I'd be bowling the other spinner here. I'd be bowling Hesline. Seen a little bit of chink in their armour here with the slower bowling. Going to bowl Johnson, so this will be his second over.
Prescott, who hasn't had much of the strike so far. This one I'm trying to attempted leg spinner well outside the off stump and a wide there. So Johnson does bowl a variety of deliveries, so he just wants to focus on getting it on the stumps at the moment. This one swinging and bowls him in the off stump. Swinging away for the right-hander. Prescott playing inside that one.
He's got some good change-ups, this Johnston. Bowls a great variety of balls, as you were just saying. That time, the outswinger just squaring up the batsman straight through his defences, lighting up the zing bails. Great start here by Johnston.
Another outswinger. Drives in the air. Can't get there. 4 runs scored. And Prescott chancing his arms, but he really middled that one. But it was uppish.
First time we've actually seen the WA players go after the back net, hit the ball in the back half of the court.
So McKeon on strike this time. So swinging away, but nicely driven and stopped by Aditan.
Good fielding in the front.
Oh, he still called it 2. Must hit the side net there, but this one Johnson outswinger, and he drives it nicely. Thrown in by Hesline, just didn't quite hit the stumps, so 2 more. The ability for those fielders on that line to hit the stumps is becoming a key. This one a leg spinner and floats down into the legal region and hitting the full toss away into the side net, McKeon. So Taj Johnson with his array of deliveries, very effective. That stock ball of his, that outswinger, picking up the wicket. So Riley Mark into the attack now.
Batted extremely well. In partnership with Whelan.
So score on 37. And this pair have just added the 9 in their 3 overs. So Victoria have gained a momentum somewhat. But we've seen how quickly that can change.
Umpire Steve Young just getting the scoreboard ready. There we go. Ready to roll.
So another off spinner and clipped off his toes nicely for 2. Comes down the wicket, misses. Sugden takes the stumps off and is given out stumped. Prescott leaving his crease but tried to get back in time and obviously didn't get there.
Yeah, look, it didn't look like he moved from his crease too far, but perhaps his foot was just on the line. on the line is not back in your crease.
So this one short of a length, slammed into the court.
So these two definitely struggling against the slower spin bowling.
The Victorian tactics, the matchup has worked for them in this pair. And this one spinning quite sharply, but played off the hip nicely by McKeon.
They've done the job here, Victoria, on this second pair. Put a lot of pressure on the third pair.
This one floated up on a good length and played down into the corner. Johnson backhands it. Can't hit the stumps, so a single there to Prescott. It's been a tight last over from Riley Mark with this pair. Floats it up and just off the toes again. And D'Souza can't quite get it in, so another 2 runs. So a tidy last over for the West Australians. But this partnership, 12, and the Victorian bowlers certainly had the ascendancy in that pair.
Yeah, really fought back well. That first pair of the De Vries twins put WA on track for a strong result here. But Victoria fought back well in that second pair. And pressure on Bodiger and Baxter here.
And
Two of the shorter ones in this team.
Yeah. Again, we see the slower bowlers picking up the wickets, and that a couple of spin bowlers there used to good effect by the Victorians and the West Australians. You know, we saw McKeon try to leave his crease and use his feet, which is creditable. But when it doesn't come off, it does leave you stranded. So that happened a couple of times, and Sugden has done a tidy job behind the stumps.
Yeah.
So Adi Tan for his second over and pulled away nicely. Sugden almost takes the bails. So Bodiger, who did so well with the ball, coming out to bat now. His confidence to be up. And Baxter drives straight to Hesline, and he would have been out if he hit the stumps there.
Direct hit there, or even to the back sticks. Bodiger was a long way down.
So Baxter hitting it straight to Hesline there and just saying no. So shortish, and turned his wrists on that one down into the corner. 2 scored for Baxter.
The bats of these two just look massive in comparison to the. They'd be very light bats, custom-made indoor bats.
This one, he leaves that one outside leg stump, called leg side. So Adi Tan, that stops him in his tracks, but just got to get on and bowl the next one. This one floated up. Bodiger drives uppishly, but safe. And a nice backhand from Adi Tan, the bowler. But
good start from Bodiger and Baxter.
7 already. Shortish and cut away for 2. So an over of consolidation for the West Australians. Alex Baxter and Matthew Bodiger picking up 9, so the score 49. Still well in this game, the West Australians.
Again, we talked about that 70-75 mark is where they need to be. Got a bit of work to get there, still 20-odd runs still to get.
So Josh Sugden, the keeper, into the attack. Nicely driven by Baxter, straight to D'Souza. Out of town, sorry. And just missed the stumps.
Had the chance just get some good service to Whelan there. He was ready. Atherton going for the run out himself.
Well, punched into the mid-wicket region, hits the stumps.
Out.
D'Souza this time. Throwing the stumps down before Boddicker can make his ground. So, very
That's what
calm.
Victoria would have needed.
Yep. Very calmly done by D'Souza. Just into the hands, just turned around, had a good look at the stumps, and threw them down. So Josh Sugden into Baxter. This one head high full toss. And a no ball. I don't think Baxter changed his batting stance there. He just watched the sail past.
Not going to play at that.
This one's shorter and punched straight out. Oh, hits his partner in the leg, so
Good call
no run.
from Baxter.
That's the end of a... Oh no, still going for Sugden. Just a conference. This one full and just 2 runs for Baxter. 49 the score in the 10th over. This one's been a good one for Victoria. Full and driven off his toes nicely by Boddicker. Couple more. So that's the end of the over. Successful one from Sugden. So the score 11. Just a 2 off that over. 54 runs to level the scores, Western Australia, and 6 overs remaining. So this pair, Anton, another couple of overs, probably looking to get 15 to 20.
Yeah, it started off quite well. It's got 2 overs remaining.
So Whelan into the attack. Placed back, inside edge into the side net. And Riley Mark throws it, but a little bit wild. So 2 runs to the total.
Just catching the inside edge there of Boddiger's bat, almost straight through.
Whelan gets up high in his action. Bowls to Baxter. And this one he drives straight back to the bowler early. No. Has he made it back? He hasn't. Boddicker backing up too far. Costly mistake. Baxter certainly gave an early call of no.
Big wicket there. Big wicket.
So Whelan following up that bowl nicely. This ball full. Driven nicely by Baxter for 2 into the side net. Score is hovering around 50. It's not growing much at the moment. Full, apishly driven and missed there through the hands. And that'll be 4 runs.
Yeah, well played by Boddiger. Sensed the moment. Needed to gain some ascendancy in their favour.
Athitan just getting his hands to it, but was moving quite swiftly. Whelan full. Baxter into the side net. Riley Mark! I think that would have been out. Quickly into hands there, but just missed the stumps.
They're going for Boddiger's end. Sensing he's a little bit slow between the wickets. Already been run out a couple of times.
Oh, upishly again, but goes to ground. So Boddicker chancing his arm, but another 2 runs. So, Western Australia, nice comeback over there for them.
Yeah, that great drive from Boddiger. Just building their total back up. Still got a bit of work to do here. They can't have any wickets in this 12th over.
So 47 runs behind and 5 overs remaining. So
10 to 12 from this over. That's still well and truly in the game.
Hankin into the attack, swinging away, cut solidly by Boddicker. So another 5 of those. West Australia be looking for that. Baxter's composure in this innings has been impressive. He just edges that one into the corner. I think that'll be 2. Yep. So Callum Hankin swinging the ball away from the right-handers. This one edgy again, but into the side net, and Boddicker takes off. Baxter calls him through quickly. So score under 64. Can't afford any extras here, Victoria. Always a bit of a risk of that in the 12th over. He just turns his Riley mark, backhands it, but can't prevent the two. So Baxter doing the job for his state. Score 66-39 in arrears. Small shorty. She tries to pull and bowled. Playing across the line. Callum Hankin. The benefits of bowling straight. And that ball really didn't get up much.
Yeah, a bit of. I think he might have inside edge there a little bit. He's playing on. Big wicket in the scheme of the match.
That over was accumulating just as WA wanted it
Yeah,
until
well,
that moment.
66. Couple balls to go in the over. Building towards that 70 mark that we talked about.
Ball, and he cuts it. The keeper standing in the corner. So, 2 score. That's the end of that over. No extras conceded by Hankin. That's what they wanted. So, this really puts the challenge down to the 2 West Australians.
Yeah.
At the end.
We're going to see some fireworks, I think. 44 needed. The key here for these two is to not go too early. They've got to build it up in the 13th and 14th, even the 15th over. Build it towards that 90 score. And then, if needed at the end, they can hit the big shots. But if they go too early, get some wickets, puts them out of the game. So
Daniel Voss, Jake Egan, the captain. Jake Egan got the ability to hit the big shot, but can he restrain himself towards the end, until the end of the innings? But 43 to tie. Josh Sugden will be bowling, and I think in the grand final they do play extra time, don't they? If it's a tie.
Yeah, I think you'll see a mini game.
Yep. So Sugden left arm over. Full toss up, Ishley. Nearly caught by Mark, but it gets through.
So Egan showing his intentions early.
So driving strongly. The 3 scored off the first ball. Voss and the keeper again standing in the corner. This one's shortish. And through to the side net, Mark throws in.
So I think you'll see Voss will just knock it around a little bit. And Egan will be the one to go after the big shot.
This one shortish and hits it into the court for 2. Hesline hits the stumps, but not out. Safely home. So 7 off the first 3 balls. And a promising start for the West Australians. Shortish and into the back net this time. Safely by Voss, just for a single. Shortish and punched into the ground. Riley marked the backhander. Egan thinking about an overthrow. They don't go in the end. So
building nicely here. Doing exactly what we said they need to do.
This one Fuller. Drives nicely Voss into the side net. 2 more. So 11 off that first over. Just what WA wanted.
Just goes to show they don't actually even need to go the big shot. 11 and over. And they're there.
So 32 required to tie here. I needed 11 and over at the start of this innings. That's exactly what they got the first over. So Jordan Hesline into the attack. Comes down the wicket, drives strongly. Mark just mishandles it. Takes the bails off. Umpire says not out.
A good call, tight call.
The ball rebounding back to the bowler there. So, using his feet, Daniel Voss. Hesline giving it plenty of air. This one flatter. Clamps down on this one does Egan. 2 scored. Looks a bit sore, Jake Egan, running between wickets. Maybe a leg ailment of some description.
Yeah, well, how many games he's played now? He's played at least 8 games.
Hesline to the left-hander. And just turn, he does it. Atherton! Angarang, Atherton. Throwing the stumps down.
Yeah, Voss just looking for the expansive shot there. Didn't time it. Inside edge, straight to the fielder. And a great bit of fielding there by Atherton on the leg side. Running out Egan. This is where the pressure builds.
This one is full. He goes for it, and it comes down to the back net, but stopped by Whelan. So 3 scored there. That makes it a little bit extra harder for Western Australia, that wicket. Voss on a good length, finds the side net. Voss, some nice technique getting over the top of that one. So 2 scored. This one full toss. He goes to the back net, hits the roof, and a backhand by Hasline hits the stumps. He's run out.
You just called it, Dave. You said last thing they need here is a wicket.
And Hasline, the captain, showing some skill under pressure. The backhand flick into the stumps. So that was the ball. It was a full toss. He came down the wicket, but didn't quite execute it. Got a bit of a top edge into the roof, and it bounced back to the bowler. So makes it extra tough for WA. 72. We've got 2 overs remaining, 33 required.
Yeah, this is where the big hitting is now required. Can't just be looking to push the 2s. Going to need some bigger shots. We know Egan can do it.
So again, the slower bowling does the damage. So Callum Hankin on, driven strongly, but cut off by Whelan. Hits the stumps, he's run out! What a key wicket that is! Bit of confusion there between the 2 batters. Didn't end up running, and Voss trying to return to his crease, didn't make it. So 38 required now off 11 balls. Makes it very tough. Hankin. Egan tries to pull and misses, hits him on the leg.
Egan's head has dropped here. They've got rid of the keeper.
And inside edge, and a pick at the stumps, but Egan was back in his crease. Yeah, the keeper's been in the corner for a few balls. He drives straight back down the court into the side net, well stopped by Hankin. So 3 runs for Egan, but they need 7s.
Yep,
This stage.
lots of them.
And tries to drive straight. No run. As Hasline was there to block the shot. Jake Egan's head's dropped somewhat at this stage. Hankin full. Voss tries to drive, but deflected and taken to stumps by Whelan, but he's safely home. And
Well, hasn't the game flipped on its head? Just felt like a short time ago after the 13th over, they had 11 runs on the board, this pair. Now 9 at the end of the 15th. So great bowling by first the captain, Hasline, and then Hankin following it up there. So really can't see WA getting home here. It's going to take a couple of wides, I think.
yeah.
And a couple of big hits.
Yeah, something disastrous that have to go wrong for Victoria for them not to take out this competition. And they can sense the excitement. They've just got to keep cool heads here.
We can tell you in the other court, Victoria have just won very convincingly in the grand final of the 14s girls, 95-13.
So around the wicket, Riley Mark comes down the wicket. Voss in the air and thrown at the stumps there by Hankin and misses. So 3 scored for Voss. So Egan, no doubt, will be going for that back net. 2 on the back net, 3 on the back net for Victoria. Straight back to the bowler, throws the stumps down. Riley Mark, well fielded. Cuts the shot off. Egan couldn't quite get that one to air. So 36 now behind Western Australia. I think it's just about good night for them. They've come from 4th. It's been a valiant effort by them to get to the grand final. Riley Mark now. And trying to hit hard by Riley Mark. The backhander doesn't get there. So just a single. But the Victorians, they're up and about. They know they've got this one. And the 14s and under girls who've just been victorious are supporting in the adjoining court. This one driven nicely by Egan. 3 for 4. They need more than that at the moment. Consolation runs for Western Australia. But Victoria will retain their title. They've won it for the last 3 years. Comes down the wicket, Voss, and misses. A credit to the coaching staff. And these players.
Yeah, it's been a great effort. Obviously consistent all week. Been the team to beat.
Mark bowls. Egan comes down the wicket into the roof and not even into the side net. And there it is. The Victorian boys have taken their 4th championship on end. Congratulations to them. And they celebrate joyously in the middle of the court. Jake Egan hangs his head, but he's had a fine week with the bat and as keeper. He should be proud of his efforts. The West Australian boys remember this week together, away, reaching the grand final, but it is disappointing. But at this such a young age, Anton, I'm sure there's plenty more experiences left in front of them.
Yeah, look, they'll bounce back from this. A great effort. I mean, they finished the competition 4th, WA, and to get to this point, probably exceeded their expectations from where they were in the rounds. But they put themselves with a great chance to win the game. So I really think that the game swung in that second pair. They were able to assert that pressure in the second pair.
See the Victorians celebrating their team chant. And what a great moment for the group. Both teams being victorious on adjoining court. So obviously good feeling in the group, Anton.
Yeah, great. Look at them doing the Victorian chant. Great to watch. Very dominant performance by all Victorian sides this year in this junior championships.
Yeah, congratulations to the structure, Indoor Cricket Victoria, and supported by Cricket Victoria as well, and the coaching staff and all the playing group. I'm sure there's been lots of hours put into preparation. The parents for bringing them here as well. They do have to invest to get them here. Country New South Wales, bit of a drive up the old Hume Highway. But congratulations to the Victorian boys. They come and congratulate their parents and thank them for their support. Coming all the way to Dubbo to cheer them on. But yeah, it's interesting, Anton. I think when you look at the difference in this game, those spin bowlers really had an effect for Victoria, and the inability of Western Australia to take toll sometimes and score runs off those slower bowlers really made an effect in the end.
Yeah, just having that composure to know how to play it at certain times throughout the game. They started off really well, WA, with the Twins batting well, good start. And they just weren't able to capitalise on that good start and continue the momentum. And Victoria fought back extremely well on the field, put themselves in a great winning position. And massive congratulations. We'll tell you now to encourage you to jump over to Stream 1 on the other court, where the presentations will be taking place for both grand finals at this time slot. We'll take a short break on this live stream and we'll set for the next match. What do we got the next match, Dave, on this court?
Well, there's the 15s and under boys grand final between Queensland and the Cyclones, and then on the other stream, the 17s and under girls. I think we've got the girls on this stream. Anyway, make sure you tune into both streams.
Yeah, great.
You can pick the game that you want to watch. We're bringing it live and all the action to you on the live stream, Good Australia live stream. National Junior Indoor Cricket Championships from Dubbo Sports World. Thanks very much, Anton, for this morning.
Thank you, Dave. Been a pleasure. Look forward to you've got the next time slot, and I'll be on later with the 17 under boys. So look forward to bringing those streams to you again shortly.
All right, we cross to leave stream 1 and you'll be able to see the presentation for Victoria. Victorious in both the 14s and under girls and 13s and under boys. Thanks very much.
Thank you.